So I've been building inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2 for the past 3 years now, and have made many great parks, as well as many great roller coasters. Here's my top 10 roller coasters that I have built from the past 3 years. Starting with number 10. This is the first theme park that I built inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2. This ride is a hybrid coaster and was supposed to be based off of an Indiana Jones themed area. However, since I was not that good at the time, it doesn't look that good. And I have to say the coaster is definitely really rough. The reason why I put this coaster at number 10 is because this is the first ride scene I built inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2. This scene is supposed to represent a cave filled with gold and crystals, which will represent or could represent Indiana Jones really well. I also enjoy this camp scene at the very front that you see as you exit the station. Now it's time for the ride POV. However, if you want to skip to when I am talking about number 9, go ahead, because again, this ride is not that smooth. Now it's time for number 9, based on a Wild West coaster built in my second theme park here in Theme Park Tycoon 2. The reason why it's in my number 9 spot is because of its unique features of it going in and out of small caves. This coaster was really well built at the time and it was really smooth. However, there are downsides like it's really short and it's really slow. Now, I hope you enjoy the POV of this coaster. Now for number 8. For number 8, I chose this dragon coaster that I built a while back. This was built when I first started using build collision mode, and it was based off of a dragon attack scene. And I thought for when I first started using build collision, this looked really good. Now, one of the downsides of this coaster is the theming is not finished because as you can see here, right where the rock paint ends is the original borderline for our theme parks. So I didn't have enough room to expand on this coaster. However, there's not much to say on this coaster itself other than the theming looks really nice. So enjoy the POV of this coaster. For number 7, I chose my challenge coaster. It was a challenge because I wanted to see how much I can build with only 80,000 game money. However, I feel like I didn't do a good job at it. So, let me know down in the comments if you want to see me try it again. Although there's not much to talk about for this coaster since it's only coaster track and very little theming, so I guess enjoy the POV. Now for number 6, which I chose my Demon Slayer coaster, which is from my Demon Slayer series that I started while recording this video. The reason why this coaster is in the number 6 spot is because I'm trying to use new techniques inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2 that I've never used before. These techniques from this episode involve the terrain tool, since I'm so used to using primitives to make the terrain. However, I think the primitives to make terrain looks a lot better than the terrain tool. The other reason why this is in my number 6 spot that makes this coaster look good for once is the new trees that we got in the new update, which I'm glad it does look good because of that. Now enjoy the POV of this ride. Now for number 5. For number 5, I decided to choose this Top Gun coaster, which I built in the back of one of my old parks. The reason why I chose this coaster for the number 5th spot is because of the theming. The coasters that I place in the top 4 spot have better theming. However, there are some good things about this park, like this plane, which looks pretty nice for when I built this coaster. Now I guess get ready for the POV of this coaster, which I hope you enjoy. Now for number 4. For number 4, I chose this medieval style coaster that I built a little while ago. The reason why I put this in my number 4 spot is because of the scenery. Now, what's unique about the scenery is this is the first coaster where I built custom trees inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2, as well as the buildings are very well detailed for this medieval style park. Lastly, what I like about this coaster is how compact this coaster is, even though it's so big. Now, enjoy this POV of this medieval style coaster. Now let's get into the top 3 best roller coasters that I built inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2. Starting with number 3. Let's get into it. For number 3, I decided to choose my Japanese style coaster that I built inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2 in my first Mega Park that I built in this game. The reason why I put this coaster at number 3 is because of the buildings, especially this castle, which represents Osaka Castle from Osaka, Japan, and the temple that I built over here that represents the entrance to this coaster. The reason why this coaster is in my top 3 and not higher up is because of the station. The station was never finished since I lost interest in this park. So I guess enjoy the POV of this coaster. Next, for number 2. For number 2, I chose this wooden coaster, which is the second wooden coaster I built after the Japanese coaster. What makes this coaster so unique and why I put it in my number 2 is because it's the first time I actually built a story for a coaster that turned out quite nice. A little brief explanation about this story is I built it off of an abandoned mine shaft where you go through caves filled with ghosts working in the mine, where there's one evil ghost that sends you down a crazy journey into a lava filled cave. Now enjoy the POV of this coaster.
Before we move on to my number one best coaster instead of Theme Park Tycoon 2 right now, I wanted to mention one other ride that I built that didn't make it in the top 10. This is the horse ride, which has a cool farm scenery. However, it didn't fit in my list because this ride is definitely better than the rides that I put in the top 5 through 10, but it's definitely not as good as the rides in the top 5, which is why it's not on the list. So I guess enjoy an extra POV before we move on to the number one best roller coaster that I've built. It's now time for number one. And for number one, I chose this Avatar coaster, which is an extreme launch coaster. I built this coaster in the same park that I built the Ghost Ride coaster. The reason why this ride is at number one is it's very beautiful at night. It also has a lot of sequences, so when you're riding through the ride, there's a lot of action going on. Sadly, a lot of the ride action is hard to see because the ride is too fast. So here's the view of the ride action as well as the POV of the coaster. I hope you enjoy. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. That is my top 10 coasters that I have built inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2 right now. I'm currently working on a Universal Studios style park called Movie World, so go check that out because I feel like those coasters that I've built in that park will definitely change my top 10 a lot. So, I guess we'll have to see in the future. Anyway, once again, I hope you enjoy this video and I'll see you in the next one, possibly Movie World.